Let's go!
The art of the deep carve, why your straight line riding is burning out your tire. Look at your wheel right now. Look at it. That poor tire is flat in the middle like a brick, and the sides look brand new like they just came out of the factory wrapper. You are driving a machine that can lean into a corner like a MotoGP motorcycle, but you are riding it like a shopping cart with a stuck wheel. Your tire is screaming for help because you treat a 3-horsepower self-balancing marvel like a motorized pogo stick. Riders keep wondering why their rubber is bald at 2,000 miles. They go online complaining about defective manufacturing or bad pavement. The manufacturing is fine. The pavement is fine. The issue is that the center strip of that tire is doing 100% of the work while the edges are just sitting there enjoying the scenery. Think about it like a pencil eraser. If you only rub the exact tip of the eraser on the paper in a perfectly straight line, you get a sharp, ugly metal edge scraping the paper in no time. If you roll that eraser around and use the whole surface, it lasts 5 times longer and actually does the job right. When you sit there stiff as a board, going perfectly straight down the bike path for 10 miles, the heat builds up in one tiny little band of rubber. That single strip gets hotter than a skillet and the friction just melts it away. You are basically sandpapering the exact center of your investment because you are too terrified to bend your knees and drop your hips. People get on the forums acting like they need a brand new off-road knobby tire just to go to the grocery store. A new tread pattern will not save you if you ride like a mannequin. The moment you start shifting your weight from left to right, creating those beautiful sweeping S-curves down the asphalt, you are spreading that workload across the entire piece of rubber. Deep carving is not just for looking cool in front of bicycle riders, even though looking cool is an excellent bonus. When you drop that inner pedal and let the wheel tilt, you are transferring the friction to the unused shoulders of the tire. The center gets a second to cool down, the left side takes a turn, then the right side takes a turn. You are rotating your tire in real time while you move. A lot of people get their first high-performance wheel and treat it like an elevator. They just stand there, look forward and wait to arrive at the next floor. If a gust of wind hits them, they wobble like a newborn deer on ice. That wobble is happening because the center of that tire has been worn down into a flat, square tabletop, and the wheel is trying to decide which edge of the square it wants to trip over. When the tire gets that flat spot down the middle, the machine loses its natural round agility. It starts tracking every single crack and groove in the concrete like a train on a track. You think you are saving energy by standing perfectly still, but your ankles are actually working double time trying to fight the flat tire shape you created. Dropping into a deep carve feels intimidating at first because your brain thinks the ground is coming for you. Your inner ear starts panicking, telling you that tilting equals falling. But these machines are literally engineered to balance based on the angle of the axle. The physics want to keep you upright, but you have to give the machine some room to breathe. Get your feet locked into those grip spikes, bend your knees like you are about to defend someone on a basketball court, and let the wheel lead the way. You should feel the pressure shifting from the ball of your left foot to the heel of your right foot. If your thighs do not burn a little bit after a long session, you are doing it wrong. Stop riding like you are being held at gunpoint. Loosen up the spine, let the hips sway, and use the road. The street is a canvas, and that wheel is a paintbrush, but you are out there just making one single boring dot. Take care of the rubber, use the edges, and stop buying new tires every 6 months just because you refuse to move your body. Every single time someone posts a picture of their tire on the internet asking if they have another 500 miles left on it, the picture is identical. The cords are showing through the rubber like a bald head under a bad spotlight, but the outer tread looks like it just rolled off the assembly line in China. Those riders are terrified of the lean because their body thinks the ground is an enemy. They stand on the pedals like they are riding a crowded city bus, holding on to an invisible handrail, completely frozen from the waist down. That stiffness is exactly what destroys the equipment. When a machine is capable of hitting 40 miles an hour on a single contact patch, that contact patch needs to be dynamic. If the tire stays perfectly vertical, the weight of a grown adult combines with the speed to create a miniature grinding wheel right beneath the soles of your shoes. The heat cannot escape because it has nowhere to go except right back into the same exact millimeter of rubber. Think about a chef cutting vegetables on a wooden cutting board. If that chef strikes the exact same spot on the board with the knife 10,000 times, they are going to chop a hole straight through the middle of the table. A smart chef uses the front of the board, the back of the board, and moves the food around to keep the surface even. Carving is just you being a smart chef with your pavement. People love to blame the tire pressure too. They get online arguing about 40 pounds per square inch versus 30 pounds per square inch, like they are rocket scientists designing a lunar lander. They think a higher pressure will magically save them from the flat spot. Higher pressure just makes the flat spot happen faster because it concentrates your weight onto an even smaller, sharper point in the middle. You can customize your settings all day long, but you cannot customize your way out of bad habits. The magic happens when you let the wheel drop below your hips while your upper body stays relatively quiet. It is an optical illusion that makes people think you are falling over sideways, but your momentum is actually pushing the tire directly into the asphalt. That lateral force is what makes the wheel stick to the ground like glue. The edges of the tire are designed with a completely different contour to handle that specific pressure, but most people treat those edges like forbidden territory. When you finally learn to utilize the entire width of the tire, the whole riding experience changes. The machine stops fighting you over every little pebble and crack in the road. A flat tire tram lines across every imperfection, making the steering feel heavy and unpredictable. A perfectly rounded tire rolls over bumps like water flowing over rocks. You gain stability at high speeds because the wheel is actively rolling through a curve rather than bouncing on a flat plateau. Next time the path opens up, instead of just pushing the toes down to accelerate in a straight line, let the machine drift to the left side of the lane. Sink into the knees, put the weight on the outside edge, and sweep back across to the right. It should look like a skier going down a mountain on a fresh layer of snow. Smooth, continuous, and effortless. If your friends are constantly changing out their rubber while your tire looks perfectly round after thousands of miles, you know you are doing it right. You are saving money, you are saving your ankles from the speed wobbles, and you actually look like you know how to operate the machine instead of looking like a statue being transported on a moving sidewalk. Stop riding like a pillar of salt and let the wheel work. Thanks for watching.